Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason, as always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zach Partridge. What up? We got another fighter spotlight today, one that I'm very interested in because I didn't know that Mr. Clint Williams had a connection to Utah until we just about got on the podcast. So we are welcoming Mr. Clint Williams, who will be fighting this Friday night at the Maverick Center for the Fierce Fighting Championship cage. Clint will be fighting Jerome Hatch, somebody that we all know here in Utah, and a lot of people know who Mr. Clint Williams is. Clint, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Clint, you're like a one-hit OG.
You're like the OG.
Yeah, man. Actually, kind of a crazy story, man. I met I can't remember his name. I don't know how to say his name properly, but Mushrata, he's a capoeira guy. Back in 2010, we just happened to meet on a plane, and I was getting ready for my first fight, and he introduced me to One Hit MMA before I actually got stationed here at Hill Air Force Base. So, yeah, man, I've had quite a few fights here in Utah. I think 5 or 6.
Awesome.
It's been a good time.
You actually have something in common with your opponent. You actually beat his brother, what was 6-7 years ago?
Yeah, I beat his brother in a title fight at 185 back when I was a middleweight. So,
okay,
we have some history. So I don't have any ill will, man. It's a fight to me. You know what I mean? So, I guess we'll see what kind of aggression he brings to the cage, and I'll be prepared for it either way.
Yeah, so where are you training now? Where do you live now? Where are you training at now?
So I live in Dallas, Texas now, man. I actually train at one of the premier gyms on the MMA scene, Fortis MMA.
Yes, that is a premier gym.
Those teams. So I've been there for almost 3 years, man, and I've really been putting in work with a lot of good guys. They've embraced me. I got Uriah Hall down there with me now. I used to train with him out in Vegas. So we got a pretty good team, stacked with UFC fighters, hard grinds. This training camp was also a hard grind for me. And, those are the type of athletes that I'm in the gym with. So this is a goal for mine, man. I'm circling back around and finishing up some unfinished business. So, we'll get this fight under our belt and see what's next.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just had a fight earlier this year, got back on the winning track. Is the goal here to be a little bit more active and maybe come back to Salt Lake a little bit more? Or are you just trying to get fights wherever you can get them?
Honestly, man, this is a me versus me type of goal, right? So I want to showcase, my martial arts before I hang it up. So I'm not really worried about anybody else but myself. You know what I mean? I'm basically trying to push myself and see what I can do in this sport. So me being in the gym with the guys that I'm in, I see what I'm capable of. My coaches see what I'm capable of. So, we'll see if I can put together a couple wins and, finish out on top, finish that final goal.
Yeah. How is it training with people like Uriah Hall? I mean, Uriah Hall, I'm a MMA nerd. I fight, but I would say a lot. Like I'm more of a fan than a fighter. Like I go to sleep every night watching old seasons of The Ultimate Fighter and stuff. And I just finished season 17 that Uriah kind of ran through that season. What is it like training with a guy like Uriah Hall?
Man, I mean, it's pretty cool. Well, I've actually known Uriah almost 5 years, so he's more like a friend to me. You know what I mean, versus a training partner. But it's just intense. When guys are getting ready for fights, you're really getting to see where you are against some of the best in the world, right? He texted me last night. Matter of fact, I'll see if I can. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can line it up for you.
There you go.
All right.
So that's him in the white.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're always motivating each other. We're always pushing each other. We share talents. We critique each other's style. We critique each other's problems. But it's just fun. It's just part of the sport, man. We're a big family.
One thing that's really interesting, correct me if I'm wrong. So you're going to have Aldo and Jordan Smith in your corner Friday
Aldo
night?
and Jordan Smith, yeah.
So that's who is in my corner for my fights, right? So that's kind of cool. So talk about, what do you think it's going to be like? Because you don't train with them anymore. Haven't trained with them in a while. How does that? Do you have your own game plan that you share with them, or just kind of fill them in on what you've been working on? How does that work?
So I do have a game plan. I've shared that with him.
Okay.
But it's like, I mean, Aldo's been in my corner for probably 7 fights. Jordan's been in my corner for probably 7 fights. That's the majority of my career, right?
Yeah.
So they know my personality. They know my, my weaknesses. They know my mannerisms and everything else. And it's not like we've stopped communicating before fights or anything like that. So, honestly, man, it's like a homecoming for me, right? So I get the best of both worlds. I'm older, so I'm a little bit more experienced, a little less emotional when it comes to things like that. So just having them in my corner again, you know what I mean, instead of my coach, it's kind of bittersweet, but it's the same. I would love to have both of them, there and meet each other. But it's kind of, he gave me my start. He gave me my style per se. All my kicks came from Aldo. A lot of my movements I picked up from Jordan, right? And as I trained with different coaches throughout the years, I picked up things here and there, and I found out what I'm good at. So I have a style that accomplishes a couple different coaches, right? A couple different styles, and I've kind of molded them into this final product. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how I'll perform again here in Utah.
There's been a lot of buzz with this fight. I think because of a little bit of the history with you having fought Jerome's brother. What can the fans, the fans that like myself who have not seen you fight before, what can they expect to see from you in the cage on Friday night?
I don't have any. I'm going for finish. I can tell you that.
I like it.
I'm not here to play around. You know what I mean? But I don't have any ill will versus
sure.
him and his brother. You know what I mean? He's a father. I see he has kids. You know what I mean? I see he's in his kids' lives and things like that. At the end of the day, we're both trying to win a fight. You know what I mean? So I'm coming regardless of what he brings. I know I know his style pretty well. He throws a hard right hand. He likes to fight aggressive, coming out early. So I'm be prepared for whatever he brings, right? So fight intelligent. If he makes a mistake, he'll pay. And that's what everybody knows. You make a mistake, he'll pay for it. So, and I think that's kind of what we're both coming to do. You make a mistake, we're both hard hitters, we're both aggressive. We try to get the fans what they want to see.
I'm super excited for this fight. This is one that has fight of the night, main event type style fight. I don't know if you've looked at the lineup of the whole night, but the lineup of the night, to me, there's like 5 or 6 fights on there that I feel like could be main event worthy. Yours and Jerome's included. Is there a fight on this card that, as a fan, or from an outsider, you're looking at it, you're excited to see yourself, or are you just more focused on your fight?
I got 2 I'm actually looking forward to seeing. Is Casey Radden.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
When he first came out as an amateur, man, he was a young gun when I first got in, and he's looked like he's improved a lot, kickboxing and things of that nature. And Lucas Montoya, man, I used to train with Lucas a lot.
Nice.
We both fought in World Series of Fighting a couple of years back as well. So it's kind of like a homecoming for all of us, right? So it'd be good to see them guys fight, man. And I think just having everybody there too, we all want to show what we got, right? So we're getting older in age, we're getting at the end of our career, and we really want to put on some good fights and potentially, skip over to the higher echelon cards before we get out of here, right?
Yeah.
So
we always try and get people. It's not everybody's style, but we always have to ask, how do you see the fight ending?
I think somebody's getting finished.
Judges needed.
I would put my money on the under.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I would put which I am. I would say the over under 1.5 rounds, because it's a 3-round fight, right?
Yeah, 3-round fight.
All right, so I'm going with the under 1.5 rounds. Somebody's going to get finished, and
I think somebody's going to get finished. So he throws hard. I'm not going to throw hard. I can tell you that right now. I am a sniper, right? If you look at my last fight, if he throws and drops his hand, I'll be there to meet him. And I think he has, looking at his previous fights and things like that, he has some openings if the way he drops his hands. So if he drops his hands, I'm going to meet him there. I'm gonna have a high guard the whole fight. That's my style, right? There's no hiding it. So you have a high guard. You take your time, pick your shots. He has openings. I'll see him and I'll explode him. Right. Fight intelligent. If it goes to the ground, I'm comfortable there. If he wants to wrestle, we can wrestle. But I plan on controlling the center. I plan on controlling the way the pace goes. So, of course, that's before the fight, but that's my plan, right? That's my goal. So,
I dig it.
I like
it. What it is. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna go out there and see who can implement the game plan. I'm
excited.
But again, I think both of our styles, with how much power we have, it doesn't take but a touch, right? And
it's true.
That's all it is. So I think it's gonna be exciting, though, man. I'm excited. So
don't blink.
Exactly. Clint, do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to?
Always Rockwell, man. Rockwell's been taking care of me for years. So Johnny and Rich and those guys, man, I always appreciate what they do for me, man. So hopefully those guys can come out. I do want to send a shout out to my team back at Fortis and my teammates back there, my coach Safe. Thank you for the grind. I also want to say a big shout out to Aldo and Jordan. It's going to be good to have those guys back in my corner again. And then the Utah fans, man. Utah fans have been great for my career. Also got a couple Hill Air Force-based guys coming out, retired. So I'm excited to put on a show for them. And this is where my career started, right? This is it. So this is where my career started. This is what pushed me into MMA as deep as I got there. So I owe a lot to Utah because they kind of took me as one of their own. You know what I mean? I got a lot of friends, a lot of support. So yeah, this is a second home for me. My best friends were here, you name it. So feels good to be back in the state, man. It feels good. Ready to get back in the cage, get the fans what they want to see. Good luck to Jerome. Let's bring it. If he has ill will, that's on him. I don't have any, you know what I mean? So I'm not fighting emotional. I'm here to put on a show. I'm here to get my hand raised. So and that's the end of the day. I'm gonna get my hand raised.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to Utah, and we are excited to see you Friday
night. I'm so excited.
Sure.
I'm excited because we're going to be cage side and we get to call the fight. So we got the best seats in the house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clint, thank you for joining us. I know it's the day before weigh-in, so we thank you for coming in and taking the time to spend with us and tell the fans a little bit about the fight.
Hey, I appreciate it, my man.
All right, we will see you. I'll see you tomorrow night at the weigh-ins, and then Zach and I will see you guys Friday.
All right, Godspeed, man.
All right, thank you, sir.